What is up? Sorry, had some technical difficulties, but I'm back now. Um, I'm hoping to get some views so I can tell my story. First up, my name's AJ. I'm a person in recovery. I'm celebrating 2 years of recovery today, and hopefully I can, as I said, can get some more views, tell my story, reach out, and help people that are also struggling addiction because addiction almost killed me. So I hope I can get some more views. But in the meantime, I got Pokemon cards I want to show off. They're not the greatest, they're not expensive cards, but they're just cards I like to have. Uh, Pokemon cards give me joy. I'm not buying alcohol anymore. So I'm going to show off some Pokemon cards. So I bought some packs the other day. And some cards I traded with Grin. I got this guy in Japanese. I did have it in American, but I traded with Grin to get a Japanese. I got a Swablu full art I pulled. Got that guy I pulled out of a pack. Full art. I like having full art cards. I think they look cool. As I said, I don't got the greatest uh, card collection. A lot of my cards are only worth pennies, but who cares? They're Pokemon cards. They bring me joy. Kind of looks like Pikachu trying to get forced to go into Evolve, I guess. I don't know what you would call that. It kind of looks like a darker form of Pikachu. Let you think. What do you think that is? Do you think it's Pikachu turning to the dark side? Growing up as a kid, that was one of my favorite Pokemon. Having a dog. Yeah, so Pokemon cards make me happy. It's an expensive hobby, but I'd rather spend money on Pokemon cards. That's one pile. I have a ton of Pokemon cards. I'm just bored showing off Pokemon cards to the world. Oh, I also traded this card with Grant for one of his cards. I also have two different forms of Ponyta. I got that form, which art kind of looks okay. Then I got this one, which looks pretty cool. As I said, they're not the greatest, not the most expensive cards in the world, but you do what makes you happy. Maybe I just tell my story, and if I don't get views, people can go back and they can watch it. Maybe get some inspiration, and they can watch me show off Pokemon cards. Got an Onyx. Squirtle. Pretty cool looking card. Thank you, Chris. Now this card you pull a lot of out of 151. You can get Chansey in a full art, rare, or secret. Then we got a Flareon, which is a form of Eevee. And if you play the games to get Eevee, you need a Firestone. To turn into Eevee can evolve with a Firestone and turn into Flareon. Pretty cool. We got a Fortress. It gets number 2. Growlithe. I'm not a fan of this Pikachu. Let me know what you guys think. What do you think about that Pikachu? Who's it? Who else is in the chat? Machop? Inkay. Pretty cool looking card. Yeah, it's not one of my favorite Pikachus. Poliwhirl. So we got a Steelix. Thank you, Courtney. This Eevee's kind of cute. Looks like she's on a prairie. I might try to build a deck grid. Well, that's interesting. I didn't know they made that card. A second form. I like this card too. Cool artwork. Kind of looks like something you see on Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, it's a pretty cool card. As I said, it looks like something you would see in a Dragon Ball Z. The Japanese? The one I showed you? Okay, cool. Let me know if they are and I'll buy one. Oh, it's English. I thought it was Japanese that I showed you. Oh yeah. So it was listed incorrectly. It wasn't the right price. Yeah, thank you, Courtney, for supporting. Uh, Much appreciated. You talk about the ones I showed you on TikTok, the evolutions. He reached out to you. So the box is 23 or is the pack 23? I'm confused. Oh, sweet. I might get one next month if it's legit. Why is he selling it so cheap for? Okay. But if it's not fake, that's a really good deal. Hey, Grin, would you like a this card? I have two of them. All right, buddy. Yeah, but if they were fake, wouldn't you have a bad rep? Looks like you sold some stuff. Oh, I like this Dartini. Probably one of the cooler ones I've seen. Oh, here's another cool Pikachu. That's kind of cool. Who doesn't like a Pikachu? I mean, come on. He's a classic Pokemon. Well, fans think he's a stronger Pokemon than any other Pokemon in the that came out. Just like a Charizard. Uh, he's one of the original, supposedly one of the original legendaries. At least that's what the legend says. Hey, I have two of the Dartinis. You want one, Chris? I have two of them. Oh, okay. All right. Thank you, Gren. Oh, this one's off. Hey, can you let me know that's off centered? Miscut? It doesn't look centered. I got a gold Mew. Who doesn't like gold? Can I get some gold bars in the chat? Let's go. Get this guy. Pull that guy. Got this guy and this guy. Promo. One's not a promo. Got a Japanese Mewtwo. Pretty cool artwork. I like it. Got a promo card from 151. Ninetales EX. Let's go with the Ninetales. Blastoise EX. I'm just missing an Ivysaur, and I have all three. I mean, a Venusaur. I just need a Venusaur, guys. Probably chose the wrong time to stream on a Friday night. Everybody's watching the top streamers doing their things. All right, I think it's my story time. Even though I don't got people in here to watch. So let me clean up my Pokemon cards and tell my story. Let's go. Multiple years of recovery. All right, so my name's AJ, and I'm an addict in recovery. My clean date is 1/5/2022. Uh, I was born in 1987, November 27th. Uh, I have two brothers. Um, Grew up in a very toxic house. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. She took care of us boys. My father was a hard worker. He uh, he was a welder. He worked for my grandfather at the time at a shop in Wilton, New Hampshire, and but he also was a drunk. And many years of my life, I saw stuff that kids should not see. Uh, I saw my father verbally, mentally, and abuse my mom. And as I said, uh, kids should not see that. For years, my mom tried to make it work with my father because she didn't want us to be, I guess, without a dad. And ultimately, she finally was able to get rid of my father and leave him. But she ended up with a boyfriend, which got my stepbrother into this world. And she thought this man was different. She thought uh, things would be different with this person, but it wasn't. He was just like my father. And again, as I said, she didn't want us to be without a father, and or a father figure, I should say. And she kept taking this person back. This person was a lot like my father. He was abusive, and again, my mom took him back multiple times throughout my life. Um, I've also been I was sexually abused as a child by one of my mom's friend's kid. We were about the same age. At the time, I didn't know what sex was. He took advantage of me as a child. Um, I was probably 10, 11. We were about the same age, but I didn't know what sex was. Uh, I've also been hazed in school. Fast forward. I was hazed in school. I've also been raped too, but I'm going to share that a little bit later. How I got started drinking, my father would be, as a child, my father would be passed out. I knew what a soda can looked like, and so I figured my father was just drinking soda. So at a young age, I started taking sips off his soda, what his soda, which was beer. Then he started realizing what me and my brother were doing, and he put hot sauce around the the rim of the beer cans, and that stopped. Um, I graduated high school, uh, barely. Uh, I've been to because of all the moving around that I've been through as a child. I really didn't have the best education because I never knew if I was going to stay at that school because, again, my mother kept taking back abusive men because she was trying to fill the void that she was missing or what she thought she was missing. And so I've lived with her in and out of domestic violence shelters uh, from, I can't remember, a young age to a teenager. Uh, I've lived all across New Hampshire, southern, northern, central, all over. Um, I bounced in and out of my parents' house as a child, as a teenager, because I wasn't liking rules that were being set. Uh, I thought one was better than the other. One's gonna let me do what I wanted. Um, I ultimately stayed with my father until from 16 to 33. I lived with my father. Uh, I thought a father son's bond uh, was to drink and smoke weed. I did that for many years of my life. Uh, I drank and got drunk and got high with my father, uh, which is not what a father son's supposed to do. He did teach me as a child to hunt, to fish, how to check stuff in a car, uh, but he was still very abusive. Um, I can remember a time as a child, my mom cooks a nice meal, and my father gets served first because he's the father, he's the head of the table, and there wasn't enough seasoning on that piece of meal that my mom had served him, and he chucked it across the room, smashed across the wall, and fast forward, it happened to me. He didn't like it because it didn't have enough seasoning, and he chucked it across the floor. Uh, I met a girl up from I'm fast forwarding. I met a girl up from POF. I was madly, madly in love with her. I mean, deep, deep love. And for the first time, I felt happy. I found someone that cared about me, that wanted to be with me. And that ended. Um, I've been to two treatment centers, two 20-day programs. First time I went, I was doing it for her to get her back, uh, which I ultimately did. I stayed sober for 30 days. I forget it was 30 days or uh, whatnot. I've been homeless before for 4 years, lived in and out of shelters. Um, yeah, I've been very lonely, very lonely. I don't know what a family is like, but I found a new family, and that's a family in recovery. Um, I've also gained my recovery coach training um, to help other men, women, others that are struggling in addiction. Uh, I've struggled too long, and I finally have peace. I finally realized I don't need to put a drink or marijuana in my body to make me feel happy. I can collect Pokemon cards. I can play video games to make me happy, or I can reach out to others that are struggling. Because this addiction kills. It's taken away a lot of good friends of mine. It's taken away me. Uh, as I thought, as I said, I thought I needed to drink to feel cool. I was peer pressured in high school because I wanted to fit in. I wanted to be just like the other kids. So I started hanging out with the wrong crowd. Um, but I still kept my grades up. I still graduated. I went off from high school. I went to Job Corps. But while I was in Job Corps, I was drinking and getting high and getting away with it. Um, I wish my life was different, but everything I've gone through in life, God, by the grace of God, I've been through. He's put me, I had to go through all these trials, all these hardships to become who I am today. Um, I'm not proud of what I've done in life, but I've learned what I've done in life, and it's a constant struggle. Um, but I don't have to hide my feelings behind a bottle or a bowl to feel different. Because reasons I drank is because I didn't want to feel. I didn't want to feel happy. I didn't want to feel joy. I wanted to mask it. I wanted to hide that pain that I was going through. I wanted. I just didn't want to feel. Um, I'm bouncing all over the place. 2020, I 2020 was a year where it was hell for me. It was straight hell. I didn't want to live. So I was drinking all day on this year, and I I drank a few bottles, and my last bottle, I got on my knees, and I prayed to God to let me drink this bottle and don't wake me. I was tired of that Groundhog Day effect. I was tired of swimming in a big ocean that had bigger prey trying to come after me. And I felt like a lost soul. I felt like I was nobody that year. So I drank that bottle, fell asleep, and by the grace of God, I woke up. And I looked myself in the mirror, and I didn't like who I was becoming or who I had become. I turned into that one person that I told myself I would never turn into, and that was my father. I was turned into that drunk. Uh, my father was a really bad drunk. Half of my life, I don't even remember seeing him because he was a really bad alcoholic. Um, he it was bad. Um, there was times when my mom would call me when I try to stay sober. She asked, "How you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm doing good, mom. I'm still not drinking." But yet behind the screen, she couldn't see that I was drinking. I lied to her every time she would call me, just to check to see how her son was doing. As I said, I was their firstborn. I was a preemie. Uh, Doctors didn't think I was gonna make it, and I'm bouncing all over the place. When I was 24, I lived with her, and I had a job at the Maplehurst Inn in Troy, New Hampshire, and this year uh, we had a company called Taps, which they do hauntings to see if your place is haunted. And it also was my birthday. And so after work, we all were drinking, and one of my coworkers treated me to go out to a bar. And I've never been into a bar at this point. I was a stay at home alcoholic. Uh, it's how I socialized. It's at home. Uh, so we walk into the bar. My coworker said, "Pick your poison," and that night was a poison night for me. Um, I don't remember a lot of it. I remember playing pool, and last thing I look at the clock. It was like almost 1, and I told my coworker, "Hey, I gotta get home. We got work in the morning, and work. It was Thanksgiving, and I was 23 when, well, I was turned 24, and I don't remember how I made it home that night. But I do remember my mom's face when I walked through the door, and like that. You know, if when you did something wrong, yeah. She pointing to the room. I don't remember how I got in my bed, but if she didn't check on me, I would not be here today. Um, I scared her, and I scared my 2 brothers that I have, and I wish that was my wake up call. That was the first time I stepped foot into when I was 24 was my first time introduced to AA. But at the time, I didn't have Tradition 3 uh, has the only requirement for membership is the desire to stop drinking. Uh, I was young, dumb. I didn't have the desire. From 24 to 33, I was either drinking or I was in and out of the Phoenix House. As I said, I went there twice. First time I went there because I was doing it to get a girl back because I loved her. Second time I went up there, I was ready. I was ready for recovery. So from the second time I went up to the Phoenix House, I had my own place, and but I didn't want to go back to that place. I from there I decided to move up to the White Mountain Recovery Homes up in Littleton, New Hampshire, and I stayed up there, stayed away from a drink for a year and a half. Then my ex that I haven't heard of in over a year saw everything I was doing right. Uh, and ultimately, she's like, "I want you back." I'm like, "That's all I ever wanted. That's everything I wanted was to have her in my life." Um, she meant the world to me. So my great idea, I moved to South Portland, Maine, and I had to earn privileges before I could do anything. But as soon as I did, every weekend I would bike from South Portland to Gray, Maine. That's 22 miles to and from. Then she wanted me to move in with her, and there was red flags. There was red flags across the board that I didn't see because I was blinded by love. Because I wanted her back in my life, and so I went against my poor judgment. I went against everybody's judgment, telling me it was a bad idea. Don't do it. Um, so I did. I went against my own judgment. I went against everybody's judgment. So I moved in with her, and I would have celebrated. I was going on 2 years clean at the time, and but I decided to use with her, and I gave away uh, some valuable sobriety, and but I didn't lose any knowledge I had in that I learned. Um, but again, went against everybody that was telling me it's a bad idea. You got to relapse, and I'm like, no, 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 no. My recovery's strong. I got this. I didn't have jack shit. Um, I used every day, while at work, after work, 24/7, weekend, and it was hell. Um, I wasn't paying bills again, and eventually, 2022, uh, um, 1/5/2022, I went back into sober living, and I've been sober ever since. I moved out of the sober house because something happened, um, which I understand uh, why it happened. I wasn't being focused on my recovery. I was trying to get a girlfriend, but it wasn't. I wasn't talking to my ex. I was talking to other girls, and they thought I was talking to somebody. And October 17th of 2022, I started my journey at main recovery, and from there, I've been here. Uh, I've been here for a while, and I've learned a lot here. They gave me tools to choose from, and it was up to me to choose what tools I wanted uh, for myself in my recovery. Uh, I've been able to work on my mental health, which I struggle with PTSD, anxiety, depression, homelessness. That's all because of my poor choices, my disease of addiction. Um, but I've gained a lot of friends while I've been here. Uh, a lot of good friends that I consider family. This program I'm also in, we write a lot of writing assignments. One of the writing assignments that's coming up, we got to write our own obituary, and it's just gonna be interesting. I've done it before. Uh, I'm currently stuck on step 4 in my recovery, uh, and I don't know why. I want to get step 4 done, but I'm scared and nervous. I'm getting stuck in self. Self has always took me out. But I can't afford to throw away what I have earned, what I have gained in recovery. As I said, today's my 2 years since I've used uh, marijuana or alcohol. Um, but yeah, it's been an awesome journey. Uh, I can't wait to see what 24 has to have brings me. Uh, I want to. Probably one of my goals is to write a book, a memoir about myself, my journey, what I've been through, and everything. Because recovery, I can't do it alone. I need others around me to help me, uh, to guide me in a right direction. Um, yeah, what is recovery for me? Recovery means I don't need to do it alone. I can reach out to people if I'm struggling, or if other people are struggling, they can reach out to me. That's what recovery for me is about. Um, I've also, as I said, I've lost friends of this disease. Uh, One of my friends I've lost, I had my own apartment, and I invited him over for Thanksgiving, and I saw him at the happiest time that I've ever seen this young man. He was also a man of God. We both, the year when I had it, it was 2019, and we both got baptized together. We both were fighting. We were into recovery together as well, and but he was fighting inner demons. He didn't think anybody wanted him around. That he was not worth it, and I invited him back for a meal. And this time, it was Thanksgiving. No, Christmas, because we had Thanksgiving together. I'm like, hey, I really liked your company. You're welcome back here for my Christmas meal. He's like, yeah, yeah. I come back over. I'm like, I asked him if he was gonna make that same dish. He brought over a dish which was bomb. It was fire. And he's like, yeah, yeah, I'll be over. And ultimately, he didn't show. Uh, he overdosed. He took his own life. He had a note, and he felt no one loved him. That no one wanted him around, and which was not true. Uh, he was a he was a good guy, but the disease took him out. The devil took him out. Um, it almost took me out. Because I got stuck in self. I felt the same way that no one wanted me around, and today I don't feel that way. Um, I have some really good friends that I actually can call friends, that I actually can lean on, that I actually can go to if I'm struggling. Um, this is sometimes I wish I could turn back the clock and hit a reset, start over, and choose different pathways, and instead of choosing the pathways that I've chosen in life, maybe my life would be a little bit different. But I believe the roads I chose are the roads I was supposed to choose. It maybe come here. It maybe meet these awesome men and women at this rehab that I'm at and gain real friends, friends that care about me. Um, the journey of recovery is amazing. Uh, there's hope, and I have a lot of hope today. Um, I have a lot of faith that if I keep working on this program, that I can maintain sobriety. Um, don't be afraid if you're uh, struggling in addiction. Reach out. Uh, Call 211. That's an awesome resource to use if you're struggling in addiction. They can help you. Reach out to your friends. because they can really understand you because they know who you really are. So don't be afraid to tell your parents that you're struggling. Um, as again, I know we're repeating. Um, I've lost friends that are no longer alive because of this disease. This disease doesn't care if you're rich, poor, Christian, not Christian, gay, straight, XYZ, that spectrum. It doesn't care your nationality. It doesn't discriminate. It destroys you. It destroys family. It puts a division on the family. Um, I'm just so grateful for what I've gotten today. Uh, 2 years. That's a big milestone for me. Um, was kind of hoping to have a live audience watch this stream tonight, but people can go back and watch, fast forward it, and they can hear the message. Because the message is hope and there's freedom from this disease, this pandemic that we're in. Yes, alcohol is around, it's legal, but it's still a drug. It destroys families, it destroys people, it destroys it just destroyed me. It destroyed myself. It put a division in my family. Uh, There's a lot of times um, we weren't invited up to family functions because my grandparents didn't think if my father was drunk or if he's gonna be sober. So a lot of the times, growing up as a child, uh, we weren't invited to my grandparents' functions because my grandparents didn't know if my father was going to be sober. Uh, that's how it was. Um, but I'm just grateful to have my life back. I'm grateful to be sober and free and be able to lay my head on a pillow and go to sleep knowing I didn't drink. That I can wake up knowing I didn't drink. That I can go out and have fun with friends without having to have a drink to have fun. Um, I used to go to work and I used to drink while I was at work. Um, I'm not proud of that. It's just what I had to do to get through the day, um, to get through the workday, to drink. Drink after work. Uh, I just drank to live. I drank because it was fun. I didn't like the taste of it. I liked how it made me feel. Um, but I'm sober today. I'm AJ. I'm an addict alcoholic. My clean date is 1/5/2022. And I'm grateful that I have the opportunity to share a little bit about myself on YouTube. Uh, Even if I don't have an audience, people can go back and watch it. Hit the like button, follow. Uh, Maybe next time I plan it better, not on a Friday night where all the main streamer Pokemon guys are doing. I think that's where everybody is. But I'm just grateful to be alive today, grateful to be sober. If no one said that they loved you, let me be the first one to say it. I love you. Good night. Bye.